Garden Granny here. This is our second episode. People are always asking me, what plants should I put in the garden? Well, the answer is a little more complex than what you realize, because there are a lot of factors to be taken into account. And very importantly, I'll be focusing on it today. It is sun exposure. Basically, how much sun does your garden get, and which area of your gardens are full sun, semi-shade, or full shade. In order to measure hours of sun in your garden, you need to start out early in the morning, just after sunrise. Take note of the garden sunlight exposure at that time and make a note of where the sun is. Then, if it's partial shade or where it is in full shade, then every hour check the garden and make notes until sunset. Full sun can be said to be 6 hours a day. A partial sun is 3 to 6 hours a day. And full shade is 3 hours a day. Even small gardens are most likely to have a combination of all these three. Remember that areas under trees are shady. Also, boundary walls normally provide shade at different times of the day, depending on which side the sun falls. Structures in the garden, like sheds, hedges, have shady sides. Since you have a good idea of your garden and the full sun shade areas, you can start planning what you want to plant and what you will be planting in different areas. I always advise people to start one section at a time. Complete it, get it perfect, and then continue with the rest. So now that you know your garden a bit better, you can start choosing plants. It's very important to plant the right plants in the right places in your garden to have happy, healthy plants, ultimately a garden of your dreams. The harshest area in your garden is the hottest full sun area. There are a lot of plant options like rose bushes, lavender, dianthus hibiscus, petunias, sunflowers, bougainvilleas. There are many, many plants that you can put in and have success with in your full sun garden. Even vegetables. Vegetables are becoming very popular. People love to pick vegetables out their garden. If you have a small garden, you can plant veggies in a planter. And if you have a balcony in full sun, you can grow as many veggies as you want. Do you know that you don't need to have planters only? You can have tins, you can have tires to plant your potatoes in. You can grow one bag of potatoes out of one tire. Isn't that amazing? The trickiest place is to plant is probably in the deep shade. This area is usually under heavy branches, and it is either extremely moist or otherwise dry, because the roots of the trees do soak up a lot of the water that the plants get. Besides that, you also come across roots, and to dig around the root is a little more difficult than what it is to actually cut the root off and pull the root out. I'm not saying the full root of the tree, but just portion of it, just to make a gap for something to be able to grow there. Plants for these types of areas are hen and chicken, which is an indigenous ground cover to South Africa, and elephant ears, a large shrub which you can plant at the back of your dark area. Arum lilies will thrive in swamp area. Arum lilies just love to be wet. So they will thrive, and they will give you a white flower as well, which lightens up the area. Semi-shade or semi-sun areas usually are morning sun and afternoon shade. A very late afternoon shade is usually from a tree, wall, hedge or other structure that is in the garden. Here you can plant a vast range of plants. Fuchsias, my mother's favorite plant, an abundance of delicate little ballerinas dancing all over your garden. Coleus. Coleus is a plant that has many leaves, and the leaves are all different colors. They are from yellow and brown to pink and brown to green and pink and red. They are all beautiful, and they can last in that shady garden. And then we have begonias, an impatient planted in mass will create a riot of color in otherwise dark, boring gardens. Next week we'll be discussing how to prepare your garden beds before you start planting all these awesome plants. Hope you found today's tutorial interesting and helpful. Please ask questions in the comments below, and don't miss our next chat. It's next week. Thank you very much.